In this video, we're going to continue the section on creating content for a book, and one of the aspects is how to copy content into your own book from the main library. As teachers, you'll find that most teachers, particularly when they're new teachers, will be creating a lot of their own content. So I thought it'd be useful to have a site where you can actually share this content with any other teachers and then pick and select out any of the particular content that you want and put it into your own book to share with your students. So let's look again at how to put content into your own book, which we looked at in one of the earlier videos. To do that, we go to the book that we want to copy from. So let's say we merely want to copy the introduction, and we're going to copy it into this book that we created in the last one of the more recent videos, and we're going to put it into the section on natural numbers, for example. However, in this particular situation, we're unable to put it into the section on natural numbers because we are not an editor of this topic. So in order to add content, you need to be an editor. So let's go back to the library and we'll have a look at why this happened. Let's select the book. It's my book. I should be able to select it. And I'm going to read this book, and we're going to go to the root of this content and the natural numbers. Now, as we saw when we tried to copy, we are unable to copy into natural numbers because we are not an editor. There are two different types of editors you can be. You can be a content editor, which means that you're able to modify the help files, that you're able to add questions for the exercises and for the worksheets. So let's look at adding an editor to this topic. Now, even within your own book, you need to add editors to a topic as you go through it. So I'm going to add myself as an editor to the topic. Now I clicked on Add Editors. It brings me to the editor editing room, which rediscusses the difference between a table of contents editor and a content editor. I have to put my details here, and in order to do that I need to know what my identification as an editor is, which I can easily do at the top of the page where it tells me what my user ID is, 2190. So if you want to add yourself or anybody else as an editor, you click there, you click on the editor details. It tells you about that particular editor, and you enter the expiry time for how long you want this person to be an editor in minutes. So I'm going to add myself as an editor for the next 1 million minutes, and I want to be a table of contents editor, and that means that I can add additional information into these sections. So let's update the book, assigning myself as a table of all contents editor for the next 1 million minutes. And that is done. I'm going to close this section and I'm going to go back to the library. Okay, so I have that, and actually I'm going to go to copying content to my own book. I'm going to reload this to make sure that it has all the new information about me being an editor. I'm going to click on the introduction. I'm going to click on my book here. If I click on natural numbers, it now highlights it in green, which means I'm able to copy content into there, and I copy the content across. And it reloads the page, and you'll find the natural numbers now has the introduction dropped into that particular book. And that is my book, which I will share with students, and it's only visible to me. So as I discussed, as new teachers, we're very inclined to create new content that we want for ourselves, for our students. However, I figured that we may as well have a site where we can take that content and we can have it online, where we can share it with other teachers who can improve on that content. And when we have a library of content, we can share that easily with each other, provide that freely to other teachers, and provide that freely to students, who will have a nice free resource accessible, practically essentially a maths book, an applied maths book, science book, or whatever book you actually want to create, together with worksheets that you can assign freely to students who can then use that freely. So as we go through this, we already are able to copy content to our own book, and in the next section we're going to look at creating content.